This video is part of the Pathway Through 11 series and is on the numerical vibration of 317. Hello, welcome to the Pathway Through 11 series. This video that you're about to watch is one of several videos in this series, but they're not in any particular order. So watch them, as many of them as you want to, and in any order that you want to, for how they work best and resonate best for you. So this numerical vibration of 317 is an interesting one in that it has a lot of movement in these vibrations and in these steps to these next levels of vibration. And so 317 starts with this energy of 7 of taking action, but it's taking action in flow. So it's not like forced action, but it's taking action that is very fluid and flexible and in the right timing. And when you then take this action in flow, that really enhances and brings energy to this new beginning. Once this new beginning begins to blossom, it's now fueling the growth that can occur. And so for 317, it's that first step of taking action, but in flow, not forced, so that this new beginning can open up. And now you're fostering and welcoming in the growth. Then when these three steps or these three energies really come together and are enhancing each other, now that 317 can move into that energy of 11, which then as it develops and matures is able to move into the energy of 2. So one of the phrases that resonates at the numerical vibration of 317 is shift the focus and a perspective. And we'll look at this a little bit deeper, but this is interesting that this phrase in particular has this numerical vibration of 317. So when we think about this vibration of 317 and what that means to shift the focus and a perspective, I think we first think about shifting is the action. So that's that 7. But remember that 7 is this action in flow. So it's not forced action. It's like very fluid, flexible action that happens in the right timing. Almost like we like to say in divine timing. So you're allowing that action to flow very naturally and fluid. So once that action is taking place in a very fluid manner, now this new way of seeing the world in your focus and your perspective can begin to blossom and grow. Then it's thinking about what this means when we think about this at an 11 vibration versus a 2 vibration and how to make that shift between 11 and 2. So when you have shift the focus and a perspective as an 11, I see a lot of balancing acts happening here. So you're performing a balancing act in the shift itself, in that action itself, and like feeling like you're having to balance between this action that you're taking, which is very much doing, and that flow piece of having it be flexible and in flow, instead of having it be merged together where it's like the doing and the being merged together. It's trying to balance the two and figure out this shift, this action between that balance, which could get very tricky. The same thing with focus and perspective, where it's almost like you are opening up this new focus, this new perspective, this new way of seeing the world, but yet still holding on to that old focus and to that old perspective. And you're trying to balance between these two, which also makes sense though, as a lot of these shifts that we make in our mindset and in our energy and the way that we see the world and we interact with energy, it's not quick, fast. It's happening in these steps and in these stages. And so you very much could be, and probably will be, for any number of time in this 11 vibration when you're thinking about shifting that focus and a perspective where you're always at some point in this place where you're balancing between the old and the new, between the doing and the being. And the goal really is to recognize that that balancing doesn't always have to occur, that you can begin to come out of that 11 vibration and move into a 2 vibration. So at this 2 vibration, this is now where that action, that doing, is with a sense of being. So it's now in flow. So it's truly that action in flow, which easily opens up now this new focus and perspective. And when that occurs, you're fine with just shifting right into this new focus and this new perspective so that you then are able to grow in that focus and in that perspective, and you're not having to balance between the two. So really recognizing that you're gonna be in this place where you're balancing between, as you're making these shifts and you're making these changes, but the ultimate goal is to get to a place where you're just able to grow. And once you're really able to grow, now you are able to move through this vibration of 11, this balancing, and really get to that vibration of 2 where you are bringing all those extremes together to create something new. So some other things to think about when you're trying to take action to move from that 11 to the 2 is really examining the action that's being taken. And because with this numerical vibration of 317, we're starting with that action. And so beginning with the examination of the action and really digging in deep to understand if it's in flow, and if it's not, how to get it in flow. So then you are able to open up to this new beginning. And then it's also taking a step back to really assess if the action that's being taken is aligned to the perspective and the focus, not just where you are in that moment, but where you're trying to shift to. And so this could take some deeper contemplation and could put you in a state where you're in that 11 and shifting to the 2 more often than sitting in that 2 space. But I think that's really important to take the time to examine and contemplate. Thank you.